Good morning, students. In this video, I will talk about Introduction to Data Structure. Topics of discussion are what is data structure, basic terminology, properties of data, need of data structures, advantage of data structure classification, and operations on data structure. Let us start with what is data structure. Data structure is a particular way of organizing and storing the data in computer so that it can be used efficiently and effectively. We can also say a data structure is a collection of data values, the relationship among them, and the operations or function that can be applied to the data. We can also say a data structure is a group of data elements which provides the efficient way of storing and organizing data in the computer. It is a main part of the algorithm. It enables the programmer to handle the data in efficient way. It is widely used in every field of computer science, for example, operating system, compiler, design. Next topic is a basic terminology. Data structure are basic building blocks of any program or software. Choosing the appropriate data structure is one of the main tasks of a programmer. The basic terminology concerned with the data structures are data, group items, record, file, entity and attribute, and field. Let us start with the data. You know, data is fact and figures. Data can be defined with a single elementary value or a collection of values. For example, Suresh Kumar is a data. Suresh Kumar and its ID is also a data. Next, group items. Data items which have subordinate data items is called group item. For example, student name, Suresh Singh. Here you can see the first name of Suresh Singh is Suresh and the last name is Singh. So here you can see Suresh Singh has two data items, Suresh and next is Singh. Next is a record. Record can be defined as a collection of data items of different types. For example, let us take an example, student record. Student record contains student name, age, marks in 3 subjects, address of the student, and so many information we can keep in the student records depending on our requirement. Next is a file. File can be defined as a collection of records of similar type. For example, the student file contains a collection of student records. Next is the entity and attribute. Entity represents a certain class of objects. Object represents various attributes, and each attribute represents feature or characteristics of the object. can say student object, table object. And the attribute of the student object are, you can say, name of the student, age of the student, you can say the address, marks, and so many attributes depending on your requirements. Field. What is a field? Field is a single elementary unit of information representing the attribute of the entity. So these are the basic terminology concerned with the data structures. Next, properties of the data. Volume, variety, velocity, value, veracity. These are the properties of the data. Volume means the scale of the data. Huge amount of data is being generated each and every millisecond. Variety means different forms of the data. Text data, video data, audio data, and so many different forms. Velocity means rate of data streaming and generation. Value means meaningfulness of data in terms of the information which researchers can infer. Veracity means certainty and correctness of the data on which we are working. Next, need of the data structure. As applications are getting complex and amount of data is increasing day by day. Due to this consequence, consequence arises problems, processor speed, data search, and multiple requests. Processor speed means to handle the huge amount of data, a fast processing is required. But due to amount of data is increasing day by day, high speed processor may fail to handle such amount of data. This is one of the problem due to the day by day increasing size of the data search. Suppose you have a student of file that contains 200 records. To search a specific student record, we need to search 200 times 200 items every time, result in slow speed in searching. Next problem is multiple requests. We have seen when thousands of users are searching data in a specific web server or login in a specific web server, there are chances a high speed server may fail to handle these situations. To overcome these problems, data structures are used. Next, advantage of data structures. Efficiency of a program or a software depends on data structure. Reusability. A data structure can be reused many times. Once we have implemented a data structure, we can use it many places. Next is the abstraction. A data structure is specified by ADT, abstract data type, which provides one additional level of abstraction. Actually, we can use a data structure with the help of the interfaces provided in a data structure without knowing or getting how the data structure is actually implemented. So these are the benefits of a data structure: efficiency, reusability, and abstraction. Next topic is the data structure classification. A data structure, we can classify a data structure into main class. One is a primitive data structure, and next is the non-primitive data structure. Primitive data structure are the fundamental data types, means integer, float, character, double. So these are the primitive data structures. And next is the non-primitive data structures. So non-primitive data structures are created by using the primitive data structures. We can again classify the non-primitive data structure into two main classes: linear data structure and non-linear data structure. What is a linear data structure and what is the non-linear data structure? The elements in the linear data structures are organized, or you can say stored, in a linear manner. Each element in the linear data structure has predecessor and successor, except the first element and the last element. In the nonlinear data structures, all elements are stored in non-linear manner, means hierarchical way. Each element is connected with one or more elements of the same type. Here, in the nonlinear data structure, we cannot definitely identify always the predecessor and the successor. Okay, means there are many predecessor elements and there are many successor elements. We can again classify the linear data structure into two classes: static data structure and next is the dynamic data structure. Static data structure means we have to specify the size of the data structure at the time of writing the program, means before the compilation time we have to specify the size of data structure. An example of a static data structure, you can say the array. Next is the dynamic data structure. Here we don't need to specify the size at the time of writing the program, or at the time of compilation, here we can specify, we can increase the size at the time of executing the program. We can increase or decrease the size of the data structure. And examples of dynamic data structures are linked list, stack, and queue. The nonlinear data structure we can classify into two groups, tree and graph. This is a summary of the classification of data structures, and we will study these data structures in details in the next videos, one by one. Next is the operations on data structure. Traversing, insertion, deletion, searching, sorting, merging. These are the common operations on the data structure. Traversing means visiting each element of the data structure to do some specific work. Insertion means the process of adding the element to the data structure is called the insertion. Deletion is the process of deleting the item from a data structure is called the deletion. Searching means the process of finding a specific location or item in a data structure is called the searching operations. Sorting means arranging the data structures in a specific order, increasing order or decreasing order in a single field or multiple fields. Next is the merging. Merging means adding two data structure to make a merged structure. We can merge two or more data structures in a single data structure. So these are the common operations we can perform on a data structure. These are the references. Any questions? You can send your questions on my WhatsApp or my email address. Thank you very much.